My huge husband attacked my innocent son. I, 34, married my husband, 40, 10 years ago. He had twin boys from a previous relationship that are now 19 and almost 20. I love these boys so much. Although they are not my bio sons, they are mine and no one can tell me otherwise. I legally adopted them a few years ago as well, so they are mine. I came home from a shopping spree and dropped off my older son at the airport. When I walked in, I heard my husband yelling and cursing. I got closer where he was in his office, hitting our younger son while he was on the ground. I begged him to stop and eventually he did. I rushed to comfort our son and he aggressively grabbed my arm and demanded I don't lay a hand on him. I stressed that he was hurt and he was our son. My husband retaliated, he's not our son. He's a pathetic man that needs get the heck out of my house. By the morning kicked him and walked away dragging me with him and not minding my pace. We got to our room and he locked the door and went to the bathroom to shower. I went brought him new clothes and went back to sit on the bed. After some time, the water turned off and then I went to see if he was calm. I found him sitting on the floor crying. He cried all night while holding me and only just fell asleep less than an hour ago. My husband is the personification of a gentle giant. He's 7 feet 2 inches, over 400 pounds, buff and used to box. But this man would never hurt anything. I mean, if I asked him to take care of a bug for me, he will slowly pick it up while talking to it and then take it outside. He has never had a loud voice or shown any aggression. So I've never seen him that way before. Our son is 6 feet 6 inches and almost 300 pounds and does football himself. Meanwhile I'm 5 feet 8 inches and 127 pounds. After seeing the damage he did to our son, I'm very frightened to think of what he could do to me. Turns out my son isn't so innocent. I was able to get some details on the cause of the fight. My husband didn't sleep for long. After some hours, he woke up again really upset and wouldn't say anything to me. He went to the bathroom and cried for a few minutes. I texted my son threatening him and he finally called back. He wouldn't tell me what happened either. He just told me he was fine and kept apologizing to me and I didn't know why. After my husband's shower, he got out and went outside. He didn't take his phone, wallet, keys or even shoes. While he was gone I went to go see my son and he locked himself in the room and kept apologizing to me. I had picked up food on my way and forced him to open door so I can feed him since I know he hadn't eaten. He did open door and I got to feed and hold him. I know people said I should have left but I just felt off so I went home to bring my husband some food and in hopes he would be in a better state to tell me. I waited some hours when he finally came back. I stood my ground and demanded he tell me. I told him how I felt about the whole situation and how upset I was with him, and threatened to call the cops and even divorce. He fell down and cried again. I comforted him for some time and then he went upstairs and came back down with his suitcase packed. He didn't say anything to me, and took my arm and brought me to his office. He made me sit on his chair readying me to look at something on the screen. He started crying and apologized profusely. On his desk my son's iPad was there. He opened the computer and there was a flood of pictures and videos of me in very inappropriate situations. And these were things from my son's tablet. Whenever I'm on my period and have bad cramps, I like to lay on the tub and let the hot shower run on me and oftentimes I fall asleep. There were so many pictures of me in that positions. There were pictures of me getting dressed, picking up things, in intimate positions with my husband when we obviously thought they couldn't see. And even from our bedroom, there were pictures. There were even some where he touched me while I was sleeping. There was just so much. I'm a very curvy woman and get looked at intimately a lot outside but I have never expected that from my son. Especially because at their schools their classmates talk about my body and he is always defensive and protective of me. I don't have a habit of dressing immodestly around the house when the kids are home but there have been instances where I'll wear some leggings or really fitted top or dress. My husband told me he'd be staying at his friend's house to give me space and I couldn't bring myself to say anything asking him to stay because I didn't want to be alone at that moment. He left and left me sitting there looking at myself in very vulnerable positions that my son captured. I don't know what he does with these photos. I feel so vulnerable and dirty right now.